Shalom. Get started short. Somebody really. All right, so Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, we're going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh, Shah, Hashem, Karakadash. Yeah, that's all praise to Heavenly Father. You know, Hebrew is Yahweh, Son, and the Lord, Jesus Christ, and Hebrew is Yahweh, Shah. Also want to give Michael, also give praise, honor, and glory to the Holy Spirit. Force the hate and the tongue. Shalom, all you can say, all that, awesome, blah, and she goes to the system, everybody, and the sacrifice. I want to give them all to the Father, and with the great milk on the top of the well. And you can see in the title of this lesson, Unification and Edification of the elect. Yeah, that's the best thing that's going on right now, man. You know, the reason why Yahweh Shah shot somebody told very much the reason why Yahweh Shah hasn't completely utterly destroyed this place yet is because he takes great care, as it says in what we call the third chapter. Take great care for his elect, man. Also, right, 17 chapter says the same thing, because you can ask yourself, right? We read scriptures like Psalm 7, Psalm 11, Psalm 5th chapter, how the Lord speaks about how he hates the wicked, he's angry with them every day. So if that's the case, how can we have to destroy him yet? Right? Everything, the reason why things haven't, totally, World War III hasn't broken off yet, MOTV, the Obama hasn't been forcibly mandated yet, because the Lord is building us as elect. That's how much he loves us. Lord will be a part of that number. And this is why he still has this, somebody grab Isaiah 55. Got that. This is the book of Isaiah. And this is why he still has education still being poured out, on a daily basis, man. The book of Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 6, he says, seek ye Yahweh while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Yeah, man, this is, we only got a couple of seconds left before the great spirit of preaching is up, man. Got these protests, starting to break out. Who knows? The Lord can have it set up where, certain brothers that live in these different cities, where these protests are happening, they're going to be taken off the streets, and they'll still be able to upload, doing sit downs. That's only going to be for a little bit amount of limited time, but the Lord still has to set up in these last few seconds for the elect to go ahead and obtain that which was given unto us, or what was given unto us, this calling, this invitation to speak, right? And for you to hearken upon it, right? And take heed to it so you can be built up enough to get into those chariots, man. But we got something. Okay, you got that revelation? All right. This book of Revelation, chapter 7, I'll start with verse 1. It says, and after these things I saw four angels standing on the four corners of the earth. It says, holding the four winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor in the tree. And that wind symbolizes what? Great destruction, Matthew 7 chapter, verse that down. Right? Also, Jeremiah 6 chapter, about how the Lord is going to send banners of Babylon. What do banners do? They blow wind, on that fire to make it bigger, man. And we know that's going to come in the form of these oxygen missiles. Right? So that's that wind. Right? But right now, the four angels, right, that the Lord has commissioned, they're holding back. These winds of strike that's about to fall upon this place, man. So the elect say, the second verse is reading, and I saw another angel ascending to the east, having the seal of the living God or power. Yeah, having the seal of the living God or power. Or what's that seal? That seal is the same, it's that mark that we find in Ezekiel 9 chapter, Psalm 37 chapter. It's a mark for exemption from judgment. But how does that happen? Your mind becomes fortified in the teachings of Hamashiach Yahweh Shah, and you're steadfast and you're rooted in the doctrine. That's how you become sealed. Thus, you will fulfill Revelation 3:10, keeping the word of patience, in spite of all these afflictions that we're about to go through, man. Because you've been built up, you've been edified. We're going to get that word edification, but that's what that word edification means. Be built up. That's what this time. That's what the edification is for. Starting with the Elder Abba visions, the Apostle Elder the Great Millstone. These are just years of the Lord through the Spirit, edifying or building up, right? The house of David, Amos 9:11, right? And these videos not just for Israelites to watch, for strife, and envy, for entertainment, something to do after you get off the word, you drink a cup of wine, and you just turn on the prophets, just for entertainment. No, this is for you to get built up, man. And you're going to understand, listen, when shit really hits the fan, every single video you've ever watched, you're going to be clinging on to it, man. You're going to be trying to call them all to mind. That's how serious it is, man. And it's settling more and more on my own mind as well every day. The seriousness of this truth,
There's a lot of people that come into or try to come into the truth, they think it's just it's a trend or whatever, like you said, like they think it's just cause of entertainment. But this is life or death. Right? You taking this lightly, you playing with your life. Right? And also, if you're outside, you words speaking, you gave spirit in your life. You give it to the spirit. You need words. Right, and that's what got to build up the spirit. You can build up the pleasure and guilt, it's not going to matter. Don't be always build up the spirit. Have faith in the spirit. Our hearts and the relationship. Great. Rock chapter 37, verse 19. Reading, there is one that is wise. There's one that is wise. Many, yet unprofitable. So in that time, it's not going to be profitable. They talk to anybody else, but since they don't practice what they preach, they have the off, they have their own farm, meaning their integrity, they don't hold by the laundry, but you got to make sure you practice what you preach. So it's about
And that's why Elder Josh Plummer, 2 weeks ago, at the camp I ended, he said something that stuck with me. And he said, hey, I'm roughly paraphrasing, not quoting verbatim, but basically said, man, hey, you full of shit. And just tell the Most High, man, I'm full of shit for life. You got to be honest with yourself, because when you're full of shit, when you know what I'm saying, slipping, and it's not like the Most High, like you, just because you're not confessing, it's not like he doesn't know. He already knows, so bring that to the Most High so you're not found to be one of those men. You're full of shit, but the whole time, you're still out there preaching, as if, you're that guy. Hey, shit, we all get full of shit at times. We're in the flesh, we're in the flesh, man. You're going to be stuck to the bench. You're going to have the moments you feel simple as hell. Although we have those moments, but in these times, man, they should be less and less and less. Eventually where you just completely get cut out. But, we're going to go into the base of this lesson, it's still from Ephesians 4th chapter. We're going to get a little bit of history, from the church of Ephesus and why Paul wrote that.
It says, Revelation 10, verse 2, I saw another angel ascending to the east, having a seal of the living power.
Yeah, that mark of the for extension of safety, man.
And he cried with a loud voice to the four angels, to whom it was given to earth and to you, saying, earth, out of earth, neither the sea, nor the tree, but we have sealed the servant of our power in their forehead.
And that's why shit ain't hit the fan right now. Just as a kid, it's about to. Don't get it twisted. Right? The reason why you see, a lot of brothers get in the right spirit, and also people get in the wrong spirit, but mainly the elect, you see the unification of the elect. You got brothers, they got the same mindset, they're on one accord, they're speaking the same things. The reason why you see that more and more and more is because people are being sealed right now. The Lord literally has commissioned angels, so Ezekiel 9 chapter to go throughout the earth, man. Wherever these foreign Israelites may be, scattering all the places of our captivity, still us, But that stealing is happening all through the subtleness of preaching His word, man. That's how powerful this is. You know, as Elder Ariel has said, when some of the deepest statements are said after the cameras really get turned off, man. You know, like Elder Ariel has said, after camp was wrapped up, and talking to the brothers, like, keep in mind, when you're out there preaching, this is much bigger than yourself. This what we're doing. This is bigger than each individual brother. This is really the state. This is the welfare of the whole universe, really. But especially this earth, this planet Earth right here, the elect being sealed. This is much bigger than just Almuwaku. It's all, This is the 100 strong Yahweh Shem Shop, 144,000 in large multitude. With all those heavenly bodies being in alignment, everything, all these problems that we got in life is going to be solved just from those individuals being in their respective lives and playing their part. Okay? So, Ephesians 4 chapter. Let somebody hold it up. All right, I'm going to Ephesians. We can go ahead and
This is Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 1. It says, I therefore the prisoner of the Lord.
Now, the book of Ephesians was written circa like 60 AD, and Yahweh Shah pretty much told John the Revelator, and I was in like 96 AD, 40 something years later, 36 or 40 something years later, pretty much telling John the Revelator about the church of Ephesus, particular things that he liked and things that he didn't like at the church of Ephesus. But at the time that we're reading right here in the book of Ephesians, we're about to see why he wrote this unto them, right? And it very much well applies to us today. Because as we quote all the time, Ecclesiastes 1 and 9, there's nothing new on the side. So those same spirits that were in all these churches, the church of Ephesus, the church of Colossians, the church of Corinth, they're back, right? So we got to learn, through these epistles, right? We got to learn through these epistles that our forefathers have wrote for us to see what was pleasing unto Yahweh Shah, right? And what was displeasing unto Yahweh Shah from these churches. And see where they went off, or where they got what you told. Because they apply to us. The church of Ephesians, at times they got in that childish state, which we're all guilty of. They got into that simple state. They got into a state of being tossed to and fro. But you guys know what?
I'm reading Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 1. It says, I therefore the prisoner of the Lord teach you that ye walk worthy of the vocation wherewith we are called.
Yeah, and what does that word vocation mean? Somebody off the shop. I think off the shop. I think that word vocation, right? And you just really say in the 2 letters. We're going to get a couple more words. Shalom to all you all from Alpha.
This is vocation in this Greek place is. It's a calling to.
So Paul says, I beseech you, meaning that word beseech means to beg. So he's like, I'm begging you to walk worthy of your calling. You know that.
They call invitation.
Invitation. Now, what are you being invited to? You read?
To a feast.
To a feast. To the wedding feast. Go out to the highways and byways, many as you find, bid them unto marriage. So he's begging us through the Spirit and power of God to walk worthy of his invitation to the feast. Man, this is the greatest feast of all time, man. You're eating with the King of Kings himself. All right? And Yahweh told us how to approach this feast in Luke 14th chapter. When you get called, don't try to take the highest position, take the lowest seat. And then in due time you'll say, friend, come up there. Right? And come up into the higher, into a higher rank, into a higher office. All right? Go ahead. Now we're on that.
To a feast of the divine invitation to the great salvation of God.
Of the divine invitation. This is a divine invitation. He's taking losing his mind over a female and fighting him. You know what I'm saying? So like, you want to go? They be like, oh yeah, baby. But man, we get a divine invitation, man. Then Yahweh Bashar Shah sent wisdom down to invite us to the throne of Yahweh Bashar Shah. See? This is divine, man. This is why this is much bigger than ourselves. You got to remove yourself out of the equation. You got to view yourself as a vessel. You're just a vessel, man. You know, that's what I'm going to go perfectly into later on in this chapter, man. The vessels, they have to be sealed with a particular substance according to their measure. So you guys go out.
All right. I'm at verse 2. Okay. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 2 says, with all lowliness and meekness and long suffering, forbearing one another to love.
They keep telling us how to walk worthy of this calling. With all lowliness, meaning humbleness of heart, and somebody grab Colossians 3. Put on therefore the being left. Right? And you got to ask yourself, like, why is Paul emphasizing this? The church is speaking like this is something that all every Israelite should know, but like why is he emphasizing this? It's because they were lacking in that. They were getting puffed up, high-minded, as we all do sometimes, because you're in this God-forsaken flesh, right? So you got it?
Yeah, this is Colossians chapter 3, verse 10.
You start at verse 7.
All right, verse 7, it reads, in the which ye have also walked sometimes when ye lived in him.
See? And we also walk sometimes when we live in him. According to the course of this world. All right, go ahead.
But now you also put off all the anger, wrath, malice.
Now, it's okay to get angry sometimes, but what does the scripture say? Be ye angry, sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. Go ahead.
Wrath, filthy, anger, lie not to one another.
Lie not to one another. Christ, hey, the book of Zechariah, Jeremiah, the 22nd chapter, speaks about pretty much if you want to, be those, not worth paraphrase, but pretty much execute true judgment and justice to your neighbors. Speak the truth. Put off that, because what does it say in Revelation 14 chapter about the 144,000? These are they which have no guile in their mouth. There are no deceit found in their tongues, man. Go ahead.
Lie not to one another. Seeing that ye have put off the old man with his deeds.
Seeing you have put off the old man with his deeds, go ahead.
And have put on the new man, which renewed in the knowledge after the image of the next man.
Proving that this knowledge is what renews us. This knowledge that Yahweh has given us is what made us into those new creatures. Right? We didn't get dipped, down Flint, Michigan, baptismal water in one of these damn churches and got clean. That brown ass water. That's not how we got renewed or clean. No, we got clean by the washing of water of His word. Not taking on the knowledge of the truth and being conformed to the image of Yahweh Shah. Got it. Wow.
Where there is neither Greek nor Jew, circumcision nor uncircumcision.
Yeah, because when you read Ephesians 2nd chapter, the Lord tore down that veil. We're all, through Yahweh Shah, we're all one. Right? Go ahead.
Barbarian, Scythian, Divine or Greek, Mashiach is all, and in all. Put on therefore as the elect.
So he's telling us how to treat this life.
Put on therefore as the elect.
Put on therefore as the elect. Just like a brother's basketball player, a real good basketball player. Let's say, for instance, one of his favorite basketball. Who's your favorite basketball player? Kyrie Irving. All right. So if you want to ball like Kyrie Irving, you got to put on like Kyrie Irving. Look at his meal plan, workout plan, his lifestyle. You can watch YouTube videos, Well, so the same as the elect, right? You want to, if that's one of your desires, so that should be your chief desire. If that's your chief desire, you should study the elect. And the Lord is telling us what the elect will be doing, right?
It says, Colossians 3, verse 12, put on therefore as the elect of Yahweh, holy and beloved.
And what does holy mean? Separate. Yahweh says, what? Sanctify them by thy truth, thy word is truth. John 17:17. Got it.
It says, bowels of mercy, kindness.
Bowels of mercy, meaning you have compassion to your oxen and outlaw. Right? These are the common household. Not some nigga in the world, man. So we hate them. We hate them with the person hate. You know, so this is all pertaining to the elect. You know, don't get it twisted. You have somebody, you know, chime in, say, see, but y'all, now y'all preaching love today. We did yesterday, we was preaching, y'all preaching hate. So, you know, yeah, right. So this is all under the household of the elect, right? Those who walk, what's that? Galatians 6:16. Peace be upon the Most High. I mean, like peace be upon the Israel of the Most High. Those that walk according to this rule. You guys know.
It says, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long suffering.
Yep, long age. And I see why Paul said long suffering. You know, well, all throughout scripture speaks about being long suffering. But that's a trait of Yahweh Shah themselves, right? But also, you know, being in flesh, you know, there's particular things you have to suffer for a long time for, like particularly like you're dealing with, you know, the brotherhood or wherever it may be, right? You expect them to look over a character flaw that you have, right? So you got to be long suffering towards them as well, right? Not getting caught up on every flaw, you know, every skill, you know. You got to be long suffering, right? Forbearing, being merciful to one another. These are the traits of the elect. This is what Yahweh Shah is looking for. He doesn't care how many, you know what I'm saying, breakdowns you can remember, you know, how good you may look behind the camera, how many fringe garments you got. You don't give a damn about that, man. I mean, don't get me twisted. Don't get scriptural. That's a beautiful thing. But the chief priority is how you treat the elect, right? Those precious spirits in his sight, man. Right? Because how you treat them, that's how you treat him.
That's kind of how you do it, right? You know what type of doctrine you're pushing out. Are you pushing out great doctrine? Are you gathering them? Are you gathering everything like that? And also, you know, it's just like, you know, that what example are you getting? Are you being by example? Being an example to the people? You know what I'm saying? The Lord with all these things into account. So that's he goes into the lecture. And the way you deal with them, like I say, how you sacrifice like that, you showing them the collective device, you Lord.
Said Zechariah 11, feed the flock, slaughter. And that's our people. Our people were flocked that's slaughtered, man. From our own people, you know, from Esau, Edom, from all these nations. You know, so the Lord's looking down like, we're going to take care of these dismantled, slaughtered flocks, man. You know? Yeah, that's pretty much it on that.
Knowing the world, how to make it. You know what I'm saying? How to you know, get the perspective of what he believes, how he deals with life. You know what I'm saying? Understanding that yes, he makes the thing on the train. How he has that. You know, we have to look at how shining it is. Need more of it. Now, these with patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. And patience goes into long suffering. All right? And guess what? That true relation with some good that thing. Knowing that that's other things, even through the hardships, the difficult strokes, among brothers, among the body, you got to still stay focused, they maintain that focus on scripture. They got to make sure you use your life. You know, these spirits of someone who's trying to get different emotions, you know, trying to react on that's all spirit, anger, and malice, and all those things. That's like, oh, come on. You know what I'm saying? That's part of those difficulties that those spirits got to maintain. You know what I'm saying? The way they get that salvation is right? That's the life. Good. All right. And somebody called the shot on Sirach 23. You got it, wow. 32. This is Ephesians chapter 4. I'll just be reading verse 2. It says, all lowliness and meekness, long suffering, forbearing one another in love.
Bearing one another in love, you read.
And in devouring,
Endeavoring.
oh, it's like endeavoring to keep the unity of the spirit in the bond of peace.
So he says endeavoring. What does that word mean? Endeavor means like fight, struggle with. You're fighting to keep the peace, to keep the unity of the spirit amongst the elect. You know? Because in the flesh, like it's like you can't give us a fight the same type of mindset you got to have when you're dealing with the men of the Lord. You got to fight, you know what I'm saying, to keep that peace, keep the bond of the unity of the Spirit, right? And with that, he tells us in the second verse, you got to have to do that for bearing one another in love, lowliness of mind, meekness. So you got that here at 28 verse 2. Yep, you just get down to verse 7.
This is Mark chapter 28, verse 2. Forgive thy neighbors the hurt that he has not done to thee. So shall thy sin also be forgiven without praise. Verse 7. It reads, verse 7, remember the commandments and bear not remember the commandments and bear no malice.
Yeah, remember the commandments and bear no malice. What commandment says that? Leviticus 19:17. Thou shalt not, in the NLT it says, thou shalt not nurse hatred in your heart for your fellow Israelites. You go to that word nurse, it means like you're feeding into it. You know, you're not rebuking those demons, you're just nursing everything. You know, because the Lord doing it to every brother, man. Ain't no, it's not just you. Everybody, every member of the elect. Like, we all got a different story, got a different, you know what I'm saying, movie scriptures play out. But the Lord is, First Corinthians 10 chapter, there's no temptation that is overtaking that's not common to man. Right? So you got to ask, why is Paul writing this, man? Because the church at Ephesus, let's go ahead and fast forward. Was that good on that? Okay, got it.
Remember the commandments and bear no malice to thy neighbor. Remember the covenant of the highest.
Man, I think, yeah, that's it, Acts 17:30. And the Lord has looked at our, in the times of our ignorance, he looked at, and now he commands all men everywhere to repent. Right? So just as the Lord, like I have quoted, just as Heavenly Father and His Son winked at our ignorances, He expects you to wink at your neighbor's ignorances, man. At their fault. Right? So if somebody can grab in the NLT Revelation 2. Revelation 2, we start from the top. Because fast forward 40 years later, circa around, right? Yahweh Shah pretty much gave us an update on the church of Ephesus, man. Right? Okay, got it.
Revelation chapter 2, verse 1, NLT. Write this letter to the angel of the church of Ephesus. This is the message from the one who holds the 7 stars in his right hand.
Read that part again.
This is the message from the one who holds the 7 stars in his right hand.
And who's that? Who's that messenger that holds the 7 stars in his hand? Yahweh Shah. So this is what Yahweh Shah is saying, man, about the church of Ephesus, or Ephesians that we're reading about right here in Ephesians 4 chapter. All right, go ahead.
It says, the one who walks among the 7 golden lampstands. I know all the things you do. I have seen your hard work and your patience endurance.
So the Lord, hey, all real. Hey, give him kudos, man. Hey, I was doing hard work. Out there laboring. All right, that's good. Keep it up. Go ahead.
I know you you don't tolerate evil people.
And he said, I know you don't tolerate evil people. You hate those that hate me. All right? Go ahead.
You have examined the claims of those who say they are apostles, but are not.
Yeah, we set marks upon those that cause division. Right? Go ahead.
You have discovered they are liars. You have patiently suffered without quitting.
Yeah. He said he even gave him kudos on you patiently suffer without quitting. Right? So these are all good news so far. Right? But he's got some beef with this church a little bit, man. Hey, he got to clean it up before he comes back. Go ahead.
I have this complaint against you.
He said, I got this complaint against you, though. And those are some heavy things that he gave them compliments on, man. Hard working, out there laboring. You know, they marking those that cause division, hate those that hate me. Right? Go ahead.
You don't love me or each other as you did at first.
You don't love me or each other. But how do you truly love Yahweh Shah? By loving your neighbors, man. Those that you can see. Right? Go ahead.
Look how far you have fallen. Turn back to me and do the work you did at first.
And what was the work you did at first, man? Right? Repentance. Right? Having that lowliness of mind. You just come to truth. You know, you just brand new. You know? Shalom and everybody. You know what I'm saying? You got that brotherly love towards everybody. You know? But you got to keep that same energy, man. Right? Just like, you know, a woman that you meet. You know, she really captivates you, man. Or vice versa. It should be the other way around. You know, this okay, you know? Right? But you know, a woman you meet lover, you want to keep that spark around. But this is how you keep the spark between you and your how about your shop. All right, go ahead.
That's why Martin said, above all, fervent charity. So it's for that having that trusty love. Not, you said above all the rest of those things, put on referee list, you name my sister, above all, fervent charity. Then, look how far you got fallen. Turn back to me and do the work that you did at first. If you don't repent, I will come and remove your lampstand and replace it with a church.
What does that mean? He's going to remove your lampstand and replace it on the church. Meaning, you're going to blow out your candle. You're going to take away your understanding. Hence the reason why you oftentimes see guys who weren't right become bug out. The Lord blew out their fucking candle, man. You know? So if you want to retain his knowledge, his understanding, his wisdom, you know, you want to continue to be an asset into the body, right? You got to stay in order. You know, treat your house by shop the way you expect you to by treating the occupant, right? Okay.
Right, reading, for this is in your favor. You make the evil deeds of the Nicolation just as I do.
Yeah, I believe the Nicolation is for pretty much telling or influencing others like they sacrifice to idols, you know? But certain emphasis like, nah, man, we ain't tolerate that. You know, you got
anyone who with ears must hear, must listen with the spirit and understand what he's saying to the church.
So this is what the Lord is telling the church today. You got ears to hear and eyes to see. Right? This is what the Spirit is telling the church today, man. Which he's got to wrap this thing up. You know? Go ahead.
To everyone who is victorious, I will give the fruit of the tree of life in the paradise of the hour.
You elect. That's it on that? Okay, got you. So Yahweh Shah pretty much gave us an update, right, in Revelation 2nd chapter, you know, about the church of Ephesus that Paul was writing to 40 years prior, right? So you guys are walking back in Ephesians. All right, once again, we can, like, as I had read in Romans 15:4, whatsoever things were written aforetime are written for us today, man. All right? You got it.
All right, this is Ephesians chapter 4, I'm sorry, verse 3. It says, endeavoring to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. There is one body, one Spirit, even as you are called in one hope of your calling.
Yeah, there's one body, one Spirit, even as you were called in one hope of your calling. What's that one hope? Right? Somebody grab Matthew 20:2. Yep. So we all in this thing for the same reason. We should be. Some people are in it, you know, for different reasons, but the elect, they got the same task and mission at hand. This is it.
All right, this is Matthew chapter 20, verse 2. It says, and when he had agreed with his laborers for a penny a day,
For a penny a day, go ahead.
he sent them into his vineyard.
That's our one hope, to receive that penny. That penny is salvation, man. All right, he sent those laborers out there to the field. All right, God is sowing seed of the truth, seed of his word out in the field. That field representing your mind. All right, and we want a penny. So that's that one hope that we're called into. You go back to Ephesians.
Ephesians chapter 4, we read verse 4. It says, there is one body, one Spirit, even as you are called in one hope of your calling. One Lord, one faith.
And it's a cut on people who say, oh, well, you got your truth, I got my truth, or nobody knows 100% truth. But that's not true. Because that's exactly. There's just language. They also
on there for one way to get the problem. You might have to be waiting. You know, stay out of how shy you got which he had spirit. Verse 5 it says, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of all who is above all, and through all, and in you all.
That's right. Somebody grab Romans 12. You got something?
Yeah, quick point was quick point too is that shows everybody got to be important. If you have certain people not agreeing, that's why the Lord says something behind it now.
Yeah, Romans 12 and verse 7.
Just put Romans chapter 12 verse 6. Having been gifts, give according to the grace.
everybody's gifts different, right? Because if we all had the same gift of healing, well, what if somebody, needs to speak a new tongue or need to understand the tongue? So the Lord's got it set up for where each vessel, right, they got their own portion, got their own lot, right? Got their own gift. All right, go ahead.
I said, and given us whether prophecy, whether prophesy according to the top portion of faith, or ministry.
And some brothers got the gift of prophecy, and other brothers, they may not have that as heavy up on them, but that's cool. Because you got a gift too. It ain't like the Lord, just left it out, left, somebody out. No, everybody getting a gift, but it's a gift according to his mind. And you can't try to force yourself to, oh, that brother, I like that brother's gift, I'm going to take his gift, and she's like, no, it don't work like that, man. Because at the end of the day, that's when you're not thinking about the overall good, right? This is much bigger than yourself. This is about the whole body of the elect, right? But
they also call it spread. Like, now you're kind of getting with a certain kind of, like, competition. We all paying for it. Certain gifts, it might not be as flashy or it might not be as, like, cool to you, but guess what? It's still you. That's true. Everybody buys your foot.
Imagine like on a basketball team, everybody was point guard.
Yeah, you look at quick example. You look at Jordan and Jimmy. Yeah, Michael Jordan was made for it. Yeah, his problem never rebound. Rebound ain't cool. Play the defense, got rebound. So one brother like he is not even doing something. One might be real good with history, help us out. Another brother might be real heavy with the tongue. So he put all that praise and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So one of those times might not look like. Guess what it feels? That's what it is. They have to make the best use of it. Don't trying to be like other brothers are trying to do better. We all want the same thing. We all want to get that reason. You know what I'm saying? We all access it's almost like about 1 point. That's what made it useful to the fish. That's how we got to get fish. Whatever you got is useful to the fish. You got to do it.
And then Robert still got his name. You know what I'm saying? He got his name, man. But we know how shot going. And he's going to get that glory first, but he also said he's going to make us famous in the places where we've been here in Captain. Man, get us a name of fame. Every day wants that. You know what I'm saying? But how shot got to get his first, and you got to stay on order. See? But also another quick point. What is this teaching or this doctrine known as? Revelation 14 chapter speaks about new song being sung, right? So this doctrine going forward, this is that song. Now, as far as a song, what do you have? You have a medley of different instruments. Right? You got pianos, you got drums, you got bass, you got trumpets, you got flutes, you got violins. So everybody can't be a drum kit, man. Somebody, like when you listen to a song, like that song, you love that song because it's so much happening, but it's all beautiful, like it's all connected. It's working together.
Everything going on at the same time. We had drums, we had clean shit, on council school. It's well organized, contact, and then somebody got the solo. That's what makes you please and sound good to Lord, everybody in the order. That's the key thing to be about. Everybody getting those stuff and by so we go to the word world, that's behind the government. Once they government together, you know what it is, right? You know how you watch this thing. Heartbeat, whatever they call it. Yeah. Heartbeat, you know what it is? They want the solo to slide out. Everybody gets quiet. Yeah. You slide out, spotlight on.
You end up making yourself like an asshole, man. Yeah. You over there trying to steal the spot every fucking time, man. Everybody don't want to hear a solo every day. Sometimes people just want to hear instrumental.
That was like when you put David Ruffin came in, he was supposed to came into the crowd, and he turned the spotlight on everybody. Yeah, he come in and sing by himself, everybody. That was it when you come in from the back door and steal all the shine. You get the rest of the song, have to do the word. You're like, hey, you gotta get a little thing.
Yeah. the kingdom, still gonna be the same brothers. We're gonna be a different body. We're gonna be a spiritual body, but so same instrument that was down here. But the point is, I'm saying, just hey, stay on order in this symphony, in this band. Because it's a beautiful thing. Yeah, we don't know. Everybody's donating for different influences. Right. Ephesians, you start verse 7. Verse 7. All right. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 7. And but unto every one of us is given grace. Unto every one of us is given grace. And what's that word? Grace goes through favor. Right? Benefits, gifts. Right? We all got gifts. We all got favor. We all got that grace. And the proof of that, you and the truth. All right, go ahead. According to the measure of the gifts of Mashiach, according to the measure, all right, just as we liken, like with the parable earlier, like a vessel or a cup. You got a Dixie cup, you got a tall wine glass. They're all vessels, right? But they all can contain a certain measure or a certain portion, right? Can somebody go into that word measure real quick? Yeah. Yeah. And when you play your part, you talk. Yeah. Play your part. Everybody got to read. And that's those things. Like Tom Brady, the ring. Guess what? Anybody else? Yeah. I did. Yeah. And how do you do? Whatever group push, whatever time for a game, all you see the end, you know your point. The same thing everybody else. Right? That's what we all want. The same thing. You're not trying to see something. Or not nothing. Now I'm gonna read this real quick. This because we gotta have this mindset, man. This is John chapter 3, verse 30. This is what John the Baptist said. He said, he must increase, but I must decrease. That's the spirit we gotta have, man. Exalting our shot. I kept the other day, man. Hey, you hear me say, man, I want to see. Me first, I truly want to see our shot get the glory, man. Because for too many centuries, these 1,000 years, you just slept on, man. Here, this the man created everything. Ain't nobody acknowledging him, man. People flipping their middle finger at him. Like, bro, I want to see how shot triumph over his enemies and get that glory, man. Go ahead. This is Greek. It's for measure, right? I said measure, instrument for measuring. Yeah, instrument for measuring, like your mom, she making a cake or whatever. She got that Pyrex glass and it got like a measurement on there. Well, the Lord put one cup in some vessels, he put a cup and 3/4 in other vessels. But you all making that same thing, Yeah, you need a cup of flour, you need a cup of sugar, you know what I'm saying? Or what happened with the person the one that brought back one time, that one five both times, he got to say he called it a service. One that brought 5 times, one by his, called it a service. And then guess what? Many more. Oh, exactly. Okay. And this is why I do it. But first, you're not going to lose your position. Like, we're fighting all in yourself, but they get affected. And then lose. That's it. You're not going to lose your position. Celebrities, they come up and they go down. These celebrities really broke. A lot of these celebrities really broke. They can't afford to fight themselves. Some cancer. They don't Will Smith. Okay, when you get those 6, yeah. When you get those 6, the confidence, when you get all that stuff, you're not going to lose it. That's more hard. We're not going to have to fight it again. All right. A vessel for receiving and determining the quantity of things with the jar of liquid. See? Come on, it's like that Pyrex glass. Yeah. Yeah. A graduated staff for measuring and measuring rod. Measure rod is true. Everybody can't be a Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. This is one of doing all. Nope. Yeah. Hey, but Rick, a lot of the 56, got 20 Wade, Minor. And he got driven. Babylonian shit right there, right? I almost got seen that. He was at all. Yeah, you can't do that. It don't look good. Yeah. It don't be conventional. That's gonna cause, like you said, they get really, that's gonna cause her. You want another brother guy, now you sorry, what you got, now you got focused on working, now you get unfair. You know what I'm saying? More like what's the yeah, that's something that we all fight, man. Because, you know, hey, we all still based in truth. You know, we all still relatively fresh out the world. You know, but those are the type of ways that Babylon taught us, man. So you can get with a nigga got on Instagram, you know what I'm saying? You gonna work an extra 40, extra 10 hours at the job, you know, just, you know what I'm saying? It's the same Jay he got. That's not the mindset you should have in this truth, man. Oh, yeah, bro, you going you know, count 2 hours, I'm gonna hold count 2 hours and 20 minutes. No, like that's wicked, bro. All right? This is Sirach 14 and verse 9. A covetous man's ox is not satisfied with his portion. See? And who's the most covetous man of all time? Esau. All right? He's not satisfied with his portion. The Lord gave him his portion, man. Fatness of the earth. Do with heaven. This nigga wants space. He wants Mars. All right? So you can't have, that's the trait of the Edomite. You trying to have everything, man. You satisfied with the Lord gave you. Be like Jacob, a plain man in tent. I'm going to take the tent. No, I'm cool. I'm going to kill you. These guys are one of these tired in opposition. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said he had humble himself. He didn't say he had put himself up for trying to go to the position. So I guess the most humble man is going to really get that position. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's going. I'm going to finish it out of Sirach 14:9. A covetous man's ox is not satisfied with his portion, and the iniquity of the wicked dries up his soul. So eventually, this is going to ruin you. You know, you're going to be trying to desire something that's so much what another man got, and you're going to end up in the process killing yourself, man. Because you wasn't built for his life. You wasn't built for his portion. Imagine trying to, you watching, you know what I'm saying, what's that? Terry Crews. Imagine watching Terry Crews at the gym. He up on it, he benching, you know what I'm saying, 365 like he ain't nothing. Your little skinny ass, you get, I'm gonna you. And you gonna, that bar gonna fall your neck, man. Because you wasn't built for his portion, man. See? Perfect example. That's what happens, man. You're gonna try to get too much difference from hard. You're gonna try to get somebody else out ahead of the camera. More like those that you can take with the truth. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta eat the dick. What's that? I got a script right here. About that 40 verse. It says, to labor and to be content with that a man has his sweet life, but he that findeth a treasure is the most of so just be content. You don't get too much. You know, if you're not content, you always want somebody else back. Like they go said, it's always going to be a big house, it's always going to be somebody fighting, it's always going to be a big car, and that's it. You will never be content. You never going to be happy. You want to be content, you have to be good. You will never be satisfied. You never be happy. But also, I got this, but I don't know on top of that. My dad, he told me, he said, you got to find a niche in the world. He said, you got to find a niche in life. And when I went into the definition of niche, it's calling. That's the same word. It's calling, spot, place, function. A comfortable, remember comfortable? A comfortable, because it's used, it's your thing. A comfortable situation. Like a comfortable or suitable position in life or employment. So it also says a specialized segment of the market for a particular type of product or service. So whatever you use that, you got whatever you define the you use, that's what you do. That's your niche. You got to find your niche in the group. You never ever have to be outside. Whatever part of it is the bid, you got to be your part. Hey, the thing about that, you're already doing something. You're already doing whatever you're doing that. It ain't like, no, you're already doing it. That's your niche right there. Like I know, I don't do that. When you come in, you got your niche. You be assigned all these assignments, all these you know. And then manifest. I'm there in a minute. I'm really so good that with hers. You know, after whatever it is. And so with all that being said, you you know, these particular strikes and envying, not being satisfied with your measure or your portion, because these are the things that will block the unification of the elect. These are things that the church of Ephesus was having. And Yahweh tried to double down upon it and say, yeah, I got to speak with you, man. You don't really love each other. Because at the end of the day, that's what it roots back to. You don't love that man. You're jealous of what he got.
Yes, you just want more than you don't really love like that. Or when you want more than that, you know what it's
Oh, yeah.
the heart and the race.
And that's something that Elder McCall had said, man, not too long ago. See, that's why we thankful for the leaders that the Lord gave us, because, man, they dropped some heavy tools. But Elder McCall said something that stuck to me as well. You know, this maybe about a month ago. He said, learn how to let other brothers shine. You know? Y'all heard him say that? He said, learn how to let other brothers shine. Like, don't be out there trying to shine all the damn time. You know? Because there'll be certain times that count to where, like, even Elder McCall himself, he'll tell, like, you know, brother working the camera, I'll put the camera on me, man. Let me say, what reward can a man give you, man? A man just like you, what reward can he give you, man? Well, he gonna give you $1 million? Well, all right, well, it's coming to the grant. You know, so the best reward to receive is that's undefiled, man. It's in the head of rulership, and that can only be received from one person. See, and that's from Yahweh shot, right? It says, otherwise you have no reward of your father. See, that's come on, man. So you're gonna forfeit your own reward. You're gonna forfeit that 1,000 years to rule Yahweh shot, because it was all about you. It wasn't about the unification of the elect. You wanted another man's lot because you wanted to prophesy just like that man. You know what I'm saying? Turn the camera, look good. Lord wants to destroy you, man. You know? These are all works of flesh, and you gotta mortify. Meaning to chop down, circumcise. See? I mean,
Quick statement, man. Hey, we're all shades already, so we can't that's why y'all just get watching and praying. The peace is hey, all of us agree. It's all going to come to mind if we're in place. But at the end of the day, this is the spiritual Bible warning you. You be spiritual, trying to help on you and make you have a tissue with other areas. He's like, he's talking to a heavy statement like that. You all intended. We all want to stay before it gets with the spirit. You just want the spirit to understand that spirit might have on my new word. Spirit might have said, where Lord, I want you to do this, they want you more of this. It's different stuff, man. But you got to be in tune, you got to have this discernment. Right? If you lack that discernment, then all spirit doesn't come on you from really out. Makes you be striving for contention or have pride or do all those other things. Right? But guess what? We're all flesh, so it's not like you can't have it. But the Lord gave us warning in the scripture for you to understand what's going on. Know that, okay, spirit's good stuff on me. I got to refuse it. I got to battle.
and we'll jump on you, man. We at least expect not going to be different. But the Lord was like, all right, test them with it. And it was, I'm telling you, it's going to come out of nowhere. You know, and plenty of brothers will choose their testimony. You know, I was listening to the brothers, Tim and Calvin Tuesday. One of the brothers said, and he said the same thing I'm saying, man. You know, it's demon on you when you start hating the brothers for no reason. You know, but you know it's not you. So, like, we're bringing these things out because communication, you know, speaking about these things, this is what's going to give the devil no foothold. Why? Because you're transparent. So that way, the body can be praying for one another, fasting for one another. But if you're not rebuking it, if you're not speaking about it, well, that's how that harbored in and that thirsty and that hatred gets. Hey, a little leaven leavens the whole lump. You just do a little bit. Oh, you know it. I'm going to say, blew up. Now you got the truth. Your candle snuffed out. You know?
I don't know if you want to go with it. To read verse 7 and be in Ephesians chapter 4. It says, but unto every one of us is given grace according to the measure of the gift of partiality. Wherefore, he says, when he is seated up on high, he led captivity captive. My grandmother talks to you.
And you can grab Sirach 25 verse 1.
Gotcha.
Yep, you got it though, Brother Gabar.
From the top, thou hast ascended on high, thou hast led captivity captive, thou hast received gifts for men, yea, for the rebellious also, that the Lord Yahweh might dwell among men.
Among men, among the elect. Among those men of the elect, man. The ones who those gifts been given unto. Right? So you can read that.
God, this is the book of Ecclesiastes, no Sirach, chapter 25, verse 1. In three things I was beautified, and stood up beauty both before Yahweh and men. The unity of brethren.
Woo! The unity of what?
Brethren.
The unity of brethren, man. This is beautiful, man. Because think about it in the world, that wasn't no real brotherhood. Those nigga friends that you had, they was egging you on to commit adultery, setting you up for death, man. You know, talking to your bitch, robbing, stealing,
drugs.
You know,
they let you do drugs, man. Let you destroy yourself in front of them. But hey, niggas that had a tattoo, I ain't my brother's keep.
Right.
Niggas.
So this is the true brotherhood that the Lord cares about, and this brotherhood goes back into ancient time, old times, man. John 15. Let me grab that real quick. Right. This is what Yahweh Shah said, man. John 15 and verse.
The niggas will be together till they get locked up. They go to the interrogation rooms. Oh, they snitching.
And what does Scripture say? Greater love is than a man that lay down his life for his friends.
That's right.
So most of those guys back then, they wouldn't lay down their life for you.
No, not one.
They
Not
wouldn't.
one. Hell no.
Yep. This is John 15:27. And this is Yahushua speaking. He says, and ye also, and who is he speaking to? His disciples, man. Those elect men. And ye also shall bear witness, meaning testify. It says, because you have been with me from the beginning. Come on, man. So this brotherhood goes back to old. This is why you just resonate with these men. You know? This is why you're willing to just cut off, you know what I'm saying, family and, you know, your fleshly actual brother, you know, for these true brothers, man.
Feel like you've been knowing your whole life.
Yeah.
But technically, according to the Scripture,
Yep.
Lord, we be those men. We was together from the ancient times.
That's right. That's right.
Times. Hey.
But that doesn't mean that you're exempt. Y'all not exempt from, you know, having little beefs or quarrels. But the Lord allows that to happen so y'all can learn how to love each other, man. You know? So because you gotta look at it. This how the Lord like just kind of really been working upon me. You know, look at it this way. These men that you laboring with, you might as well get used to it, because these are the same men that you're gonna be ruling with, man. See? These are the same men you're gonna be sitting at the council meetings with Yahweh Shah. At that, you know, like we said, that camp, that long gold table, we don't know what it's gonna look like, you know. But we're gonna be in those councils with Yahweh Shah, you know, learning what we're gonna do, how we're gonna implement certain judgments. So you having that type of mindset, like, man, I'm gonna be with these brothers for all eternity. We're gonna be doing judgment together. So this is the time right here in this season to learn how to work amongst each other in this vile, decrepit flesh. See? And we got the recipe, man. You got it?
Kind of finish it out. It says the love of neighbors, a man and a wife that agree together.
Yep. Yeah, Yahweh Shah and his elect woman, you know, agreeing together ultimately. And of course, it's a beautiful thing when you and your women or woman, you know, actually agree together. You know, that's how the Lord set it up, right? So you got that song going.
Real quick point as well. You know, there's a point that the Lord revealed to me is that literally, if you endure, you grow. If you endure, you're gonna grow. So guess what? When you do have a quarrel with a brother and y'all get through it, that bond gets stronger.
You do.
You know, and once you keep on doing it, it's gonna get stronger and stronger and stronger till it's unbreakable. We'd already been through this and we got through that. So now, there's nothing that can separate you.
Yep.
And that's how we gotta be amongst the body, the brethren. How about Yahweh Shai? You know, because guess what? The way you treat that brother is how you treat Yahweh Shai. So if you've been through all this with Yahweh Shai, and you just you stay through it, you get through it, then that bond gonna be unbreakable.
It's something called what? History.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all got history together. That's why, like, certain, you know, like these old married couples that have been married for 50 years, people asking, how y'all do it? Because they got history together, man. They've been through the thick and thin, you know? So that's the same with Yahweh Shah and his woman, you know, and also the men, you know, the brotherhood. They got history together. They've been through the thick and thin, you know? As Elder Ariala states all the time, man, like, hey, you see each other's dirty draws, man. You know, now me and these brothers, like, we just started, you know, teaching together. You know what I'm saying? Not too relatively, you know, long ago. You know, approximately like 6-7 months. You know, but just within that time frame, hey man, the Lord, I know He has taught me a lot. You know, because before this, you know, I was by myself. You know, I had left the previous camp. You know, that's neither here nor there. Like that, you know. But then the Lord had it to where I was by myself. But there are certain areas I couldn't grow in, you know. Now I'm speaking. It's not making this about myself, but you know, for you, Akim and Aqua too, you know, because there's not anything that's not overtaking you that's not common to man. So there's particular things that you may not grow on, but the Lord's gonna put you in a situation where, hey, clean that up, man. And when you start dealing with other brothers, you're like, man, I suck in that fucking area, man. You gotta fast on it, man. You gotta pray on it. Talk to brothers about it, you know. You'd be surprised at how much you can learn the good and the bad about yourself just by being around other men in the right spirit.
I remember, you know, Brother Yuan, one of the times at the camp we was talking, he said how we are literally designed to function with the body, you know, because, you know, the scriptures say iron sharpens iron. So, like, as I'm saying, like, you grow a lot, like, hey, I mean, pretty much likewise, I'm pretty sure we all can testify for that, because, you know, hey, man, every day we learning something new, and we getting sharpened in something, whatever it may be, you know. That's all I want to say.
Yeah. Also, you can't perform the whole law if you don't have brothers, really, because loving your neighbor is the fulfillment of the whole law, basically.
Yeah, right.
But if you ain't got no brother, like, how you gonna love? You know what I'm saying? It's like
That's one of the
you
greatest
gotta have
commandments.
brothers.
You gotta know how to apply the scriptures amongst the body.
Yeah, it's the second greatest right there.
Yeah.
So if you don't got brothers around you, now you still keep the law if you by yourself. But like it's certain stuff, man, you know, that you can't. What does the scripture say? Don't suffer with sin on your neighbor.
Yeah, something.
All right, now what if you ain't got no neighbor? What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So there you go. You know, and that was a conversation we had with one of the brothers after camp as well. Just like brother said, after camp is really, I mean, really, you know, when you around the right spirited people, you know, it's not just on camera, man.
Yeah.
It's not a thing where camera go off. All right, let's go get some chicken, niggas. Nah, it ain't like that. It ain't like that. It's like the camera turn off. We literally, I make jokes about it. Hey, y'all ready for part 2?
Yeah, exactly. It's literally part 2, bro.
It's the same thing. I mean, we talk about other stuff too. You know, brothers talk about food, women, whatever, job. I mean, but you know, it's all still under Yahweh Bashim Shah always. You know.
Hey, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. Those that you know believe on Yahweh Shai.
Yeah,
True believers.
Yeah, just like he was. I done heard, or I think it was you. I mean, I done heard some stuff said off camera that beat stuff that's on camera.
Yeah.
You know, and that's simply from being with brothers.
Yeah. And that's how Yahweh Shah was. Like he dropped them jewels on his disciples, gave them the breakdowns when he stopped talking to the multitude.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, but that's it. Psalms 25:14. Though.
And you gotta go to.
I go ahead and
you gotta
get
spend the night
married.
over brother's house every single day, but you know, being around when you can.
Yep.
You know.
Psalms 25:14. The secret of the Lord is with them that fear Him, and He will show them His covenant.
He gonna show them a special select group of people, and that the ones that always continue with Him. You know. But that's it.
I ain't ready to go Ephesians.
Psalms 133. Yeah.
This is Psalms chapter 133, verse 1. It says, Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
Woo! That's it. Read it one more time.
It says, Behold, how good and pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
Come on, man.
In one mind.
Yeah. Because although we're in like we're going into times of division, the Lord is stirring a perverse spirit in Egypt. He's dividing family against family, mother against daughter, daughter against mother, father against son. Right, but at the same time, the Lord always works in twos, man. Sirach 33. Right? So as the Lord is dividing, He's also bringing people together.
Yeah.
See? He's a perfect balanced power, man. See? So although we speak about a lot of division, how the Lord came not to send peace but a sword, well, for the elect, it's the other way around.
Salvation.
Yeah.
Saving.
See that?
Health.
Mm-hmm.
Growth.
Unity, which is lessons is about.
Yeah.
And family, these people in the world are being separated from each other, while I guess with the elect are being brought together.
You
Yeah.
can see it.
Yeah.
You know, just wait till the food go out, man. And these people, they got one bag of chips left, and it's over 3 people in the house. One bag of Funyuns. I don't even like Funyuns. One bag of Funyuns. You know, what you think they're gonna do? Oh, we're gonna divide it up. No, they ain't gonna divide shit, man. These people, they act like whatever now, and it's really already showing their true color. But man, whew, when the time comes, they got that last can of raviolis. I know some brothers don't like raviolis, but you got the last can of raviolis. They gonna count how many little square them things in there. I got 12 of them. All right, we got what, 4 people in here? I'm gonna tell them I got 6.
Yeah.
That's why I said they showed no pity on his neighbor, because of the lack of food and goods, and tribulation.
That's right.
That's why you don't want to be around them niggas, man. Hey, just like when I was in the world, I knew I was gonna die for these niggas. When 12 pull up, we running. You don't get caught, nigga.
Or you'll snitch on them. You know what I'm saying? It came down to it, you tell them.
It actually came down to a situation where one of the dudes I was with didn't snitch on me. I didn't say nothing to him. It was a situation I got in, and then the other nigga, they all was told.
Man.
But the other dude, he didn't say shit. You know, but the other niggas, they read it. You know, but you got it. Tell you the shit fake, man.
Yep.
Right.
Hey, but yeah, I wish I had to go through that. You know?
Yeah.
All right, this is Ephesians chapter 4, and I'm at verse 9. It says, Now that He ascended, what is it but that He also descended first into the lower parts of the earth?
Meaning He had to come here first in order for the unification of the elect to happen. You know, Yahweh Shai had to come and be born like unto His brethren, of the seed of a man, be subject unto vanity, right? Yet without sin, right? And conquer this flesh, conquer this Edomite structure, conquer this world, and then be caught up into heaven, right? To where you can disperse those gifts out unto the elect, break open the seals, giving us His knowledge, truth, and understanding to be unified together with. Because aside from this truth, we wouldn't know each other, man. You know, I wouldn't know these brothers if it wasn't for the truth. I met these brothers at a particular camp. You know, so that proves unto you how it's His word, it's the gift that the Lord, those seals being broken, that brought us together, man. See, so you got it.
I got appreciate it.
Okay.
Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 12. Before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, and before honor is humility. Speaking on Yahushua, he had to come down here and do that first. Before he got all that stuff, honor, riches, glory, you know. So that's, hey, likewise, being the body follows the head, right? The head say, move this way, it's going to move. Hey, we're doing the same, we're in the same step. Hey, just like you like to say all the time, we're being God made. So Yahushua is a God, and he set out the path for us. He is the way, the water. He is the way, and us going through that right now, we're experiencing the humility coming down here. We got to do this, we got to do that. But soon enough, really, very soon, we about to get that praise, honor, and glory after Yahushua get his first.
Now what is that? What is that? Now what does the scripture say? Yahushua's made perfect through the sufferings. What does perfect mean? Complete. So if we want to be complete, we got to go through the sufferings.
Right.
That's the only way we're gonna be able to fully be refined.
Oh yeah, just like Yahshua said, you know, if you can handle the humility, you just proven that you can handle the honor. And just like Spider-Man, and on the movie, it was the old Spider-Man. The new one sucked. The old one, he had said, with great power, great responsibility.
Yeah.
One mind, unity.
Yeah. Oh man, it's spirit. I like that.
But yeah, for real though, it is true too. You know, it took me a while to actually understand that too. You know, I'm like humility, but it's honor. But then when you understand, you're like, oh, okay. You know, you handle the humility, because it's a great deal on both sides, really. You know. And when you're in that humility, when you're in that humility, you know, your integrity is really tested. And it's really gonna tell, because if you're brought low and you start acting up, when you get high, you're gonna do the same thing. Yeah. It's gonna be worse, because you're gonna have even more funds to do so. So it really tells you.
Hey, look at Job. Job got humiliated, got brought low. He kept his integrity. I mean, you had his woman saying, "What? Just curse God and die." Yeah. You see how low he brought you, you know? But that's not the mindset that the elect is gonna have. You know? You got it.
You got it.
All right, this is Ephesians chapter 4, and I'm at verse 10. It says, "He that descended is the same also that ascended up far above all heavens, that he might fill all things."
Yeah, Yahushua, Psalms 110, all throughout scriptures. Ephesians, I believe it's the 5th chapter. But go ahead.
Verse 11 says, "And he gave some apostles."
And he gave some to be apostles.
Those gifts, right?
Those gifts.
Passing them out.
Go ahead.
And some.
Oh, you got it.
All right, it says, "And some prophets, and some evangelists."
See, and some prophets. Not everybody's made to be a prophet. Not everybody's made to be an apostle. Go ahead.
Hey man, it's variety. Yep. The Lord likes variety. You know, you don't want to eat the same thing every day.
Right.
Shit. Go ahead.
And some evangelists, and some pastors and teachers for the perfecting of the saints.
Why is it for?
The perfecting of the saints.
It's all for the perfecting of the saints. The reason why the Lord gave you your gift is to perfect the saints in that area. See?
And guess what? It's not to boast yourself, to get big headed. It says for the perfecting of the saints. So if you're not doing it for that reason only, then guess what? You're not working correctly. You're not building correctly. See, it's because the Lord looks at your mind. He sees your inward, the way you're thinking when you do stuff. Right? If your mind is not right when you do anything, guess what? Lord clearly sees. That's why a lot of guys will get taken out. They might be doing they might proclaim and look there like they're doing the work and all this, right? They love their brother. You might show one, hug him and all that, but his mind, he really thinking evil towards his brother. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord sees that. You know, that's why you gotta watch, because you know those thoughts and things can happen to you. You gotta constantly be examining yourself and constantly be rebuking and battling, because we at war with ourselves. You know, you're your biggest enemy in this truth, man. You got it.
Also, you know, a good analogy to the whole unity and the brothers that you can honestly think of is a school. It's just one word. It's a school, but it's many components in that. You have the students, you have teachers, you have principals, you got security guards, you got people that clean bathrooms. That's the what do they call them? Janitors. You got janitors that work in school, but they're a part of a school. Without the janitors, shit gonna be disgusting.
Hey, well, that's what David said. He'll rather be in the temple of the Lord, in the house of God. He says, I would rather be a doorkeeper You go to that word doorkeeper, it means janitor.
And you're still a part of the school. You're still a part of the school. You got janitors, you got lunch ladies,
Counselors.
counselors.
Yeah.
Some people that just literally sit there and talk to kids, be a minister.
Yeah.
You got all kinds of people. Oh, gym coaches.
Oh, yeah.
You got athletic team.
Everybody love the cafeteria workers.
Yeah.
But that's all they elect, because all they elect feeding you, man.
Yeah, man.
There
you go.
It's
So,
like the teachers. If the teacher's job pointless, if ain't nobody believing. So it's like there's believers. You gotta have believers. You
Or
gotta
they're not
teach.
edifying.
Yep. You gotta have everything. Gotta be going to.
Oh, and then on top of that, in high school you got 4 levels, so you got different levels of teachers. So a brother might be just like a brother after camp. He was saying, oh yeah, not when people first come in, they're really good to watch. There you go. But they're really edifying. But when you first come in, you might be one of them brothers that was led to them because they're really good for those fresher brothers. And then maybe you move on, I don't know, Yashwam or Asmawaf or some stuff, whatever it is, man.
Bro.
Whatever it is, man.
Don't say
So that's just the level of it, and all of these things make up the school
for the edification, the building up of the
to graduate. It's all for you to graduate.
All right.
There you go.
Build that faith and that knowledge up, man.
To go home at the end of the day.
Yeah.
This is Ephesians 4 in the NLT. Ephesians 4:12 in the NLT says, I'm going to start at verse 11 for the context. It says, now these are the gifts Hamashiach gave to the church: the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, the pastors, and teachers. 12. Their responsibility, see, that's that power, their responsibility. Their responsibility is to equip the Most High's people to do His work and build up the church, the body of Hamashiach. That's your responsibility, man, is to do the work and is to equip the body. If every time you go to camp or every time you turn on, wait, hold on, let's scratch that. Before the cameras even get turned on, man, the way you eat, your sleeping patterns, right? Your mindset, right? The things that you do off the camera, that actually has a foundation and a major factor in equipping the Lord's people. Because imagine, right, every time you go to camp, the day you go to camp, you always, you only get, now some brothers can't help, you get off work late or whatever, but say for instance you couldn't help it. You hung over or you only had 2 hours of sleep. Well, that's going to affect you, man. That you're not equipping the church as much as possible, man. So this, as Elder Ariala said, man, this is much bigger than ourselves. Now, of course, we all in this flesh, so sometimes you're gonna kind of get succumb to some of these things. But these are things that we could be putting up in our minds, man, to shine more, man, and help the body. Pray to Yahweh Shema Shah. Lord, help me to be as useful as possible, but to Bayaf Dawadah, meaning to the house of David, help me to be as useful as possible. That's one of my prayers personally. I pray that every day. Help me to be as useful as possible. However you see fit that day. See?
Now the Lord's gonna hold that sacrifice dearly. And the more stuff you're putting off, the more stuff you're doing, that's the more you sacrifice for the body. Which technically is what you're doing for Yahweh Shai. So guess what? Brothers ain't doing it in no sense like I'm doing it. They do it. We all want salvation, but guess what? The stuff that we're doing, the Lord's looking at it like, oh, you sacrificing this for everybody. You doing that. And if we constantly endure and keep on going in it, then guess what? At the end, you're gonna get glorified and get rewards for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we want to see everybody get rewarded. First and foremost, start on Yahweh Shai. Yep. And then for the ones that follow them, they get their reward too, man. That's what we all want. Yep. You ain't, I gotta do better than this brother. That don't make sense, man. Yep. What kind of unity is that? Yeah. We a team. We all want salvation. We all want to make it, man. I don't want to be better than this brother. If anything, I think that brother better than me. Honestly, That's how I look at it. I be trying to look at other brothers better than me.
Well, that's scriptures tell us to say that to do that, have that mindset. Romans the 12th chapter, I believe, esteeming each other better than yourselves. No, that's Galatians 6. Esteeming each other, better than yourselves. Because when you do that, that means you're gonna pretty much put that man above yourself. You're gonna think about that man. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna, do whatever it takes to pretty much see fit. For however, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
God.
So get that in Ephesians, Baba Kasha. Ephesians
Right.
4, and I want to say get verse 12 again. Yep.
All right. This is Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 12. It says, for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of the Mashiach, till we all come in unity, in the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of Yahweh, unto a perfect man, unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Mashiach.
Now I'm gonna get that. Oh, you got it.
That perfect, man.
Yeah.
Again, complete.
Yep.
You see, that's that sealing. When all the elect is fully complete on the same accord, that's it. That's what the Lord is getting ready to do. You know, everybody that's in the elect is gonna be on the same belief, on the same faith, waiting on Yahweh Shai. And that's when you just boom, destruction happens.
Yeah.
You know, that's all it takes, man. You know, but we're being patiently enduring. You know, it says, "I endure all things for the elect's sake." We're patiently enduring all these tribulations and hardships for the sake of the elect to be sealed, man. For the first call comes to unification, we come together. Until eventually that government, once that government ready, Lord just beat them up in that chariot. Bring out the, Jacob so happy, beat them up in that chariot, man. That's what we all want at the end of the day.
Yep.
You got it.
If you can, somebody get Isaiah 52 verse 8. All right, and I'm gonna get verse 13 in NLT. He says, "This will continue until we all." What will continue?
Working in the ministry.
Yeah, this work in the ministry, and this fucked up rulership that we're under. All right, Esau, Edom. So this will continue until we all come to such unity in our faith and knowledge of the Most High Son that we will be mature in the Lord. Man, that's heavy. Mature in the Lord. It says measuring up to the full and complete standard of Hamashiach. See? And what's that standard of Yahweh Shah? The scriptures. Because you go into that word when he says, what's that? Like, it's all throughout scripture. Like Psalms, I believe, like the 60th chapter, he says, like, raise ye up the banner. You go into that word banner, it means standard, which is like a rallying point, which is his word. That's that standard of Yahweh Shah Hamashiach. Until we all get that understanding of the truth as he wants us to, that's when, like the brother said, destruction is going to come. We're going to be sealed. Revelation 7. You got it?
This is Isaiah 52, verse 8. Thou watchmen shall lift up the voice. With the voice together shall they sing.
Yep. Thy watchman shall lift up the voice. And who's the watchman? Ultimately, the 144,000, those ordained prophets. He said they shall lift up the voice. Did it say together?
Yep.
Yeah.
It says, read it again. With the voice together
with
shall
the voice
they sing.
together shall they sing. That's Revelation 14. They sung a new song that no man but themselves can know.
Yep.
They're singing together, man, in harmony, in complete unification. Keep going.
Hey, that's why when they have a song, they rehearse it. But once they got it right, they can go with the song. The song ready.
Man.
You see? So that's what's happening right now. That there are, it's like constant rehearsals, but eventually the song gonna be ready. And at that point, it's it. It says, "For they shall see eye to eye."
They shall see eye to eye. What does that mean? We're going to be united. Meaning we're going to see, we're going to have that one mindset. Right? Go ahead.
It says, "When Yahweh shall bring again to Zion."
That's it. So when those chariots come, we're all going to be united, man. We're all probably going to be looking up in the sky and saying, well, we will. Every eye shall see him. We're going to be saying, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah, all at the same time. We're going to unite it, man. That's what Yahweh Shah wants. Right? But this is the importance of this edification going out right now. From all brothers. Starting with our leaders. This is why Yahweh Shah has not wrapped this thing up quite as yet. But to say this once more, hey, the way it's looking, man, brothers are getting united, man. Brothers are really like, you can tell, man, the spirit's really suffering with brothers, man. That's because the Lord about to wrap this thing up. He's not about to have these people just continue to murder babies for another 10 years, man. For another 5 years. No.
Look at this. Look at the Fruit Loops. Look at how big this thing is happening.
Yeah.
This is madness, man.
Because they're united.
Oh, yeah.
These wicked doers, these 2/3 niggas, they are united. They may not be united on nothing else, They may be killing each other, but when it comes to trying to attempt to overthrow and to rebel against Yahweh Shah, they united on that, man.
All right. Finish up.
All right, this is Ephesians chapter 4, and I'm at verse 14.
Yep.
It says that we henceforth be no more children.
Once again, why did Paul write that to the church of Ephesians, or the church of Ephesus? Because they were struggling with that, man. They had a childlike mindset. Grab 1 Corinthians 14 and 20. And the Corinthian church, they also had, a lot of problems. That's why, apostles and elders, speak about often. That's why the book of Corinthians was the longest, because they gave Paul the most trouble. But really, a lot of us, man, hey, even Yahweh Shah, oftentimes when he, after he do miracles, or when he was preaching or teaching, he'll say, "How slow are you of heart?" Pretty much saying, you slow. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we all get in that slow, retarded ass mindset sometimes. But Proverbs says what? Giving wisdom to the simple. See, this truth gets you out of that slow, docile, as Elder McCall said, out of that mindset to you alert, you attentive, you understand what time it is, man.
Back in tune with the spirit.
Yep.
What verse you want in 14?
14 and 20.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 20. It says, "Brethren, be not children in understanding."
Yeah, don't be children in understanding, not knowing what time you're living in, thinking that everybody is, is your friend, thinking that just because we all Israelites, there's going to be another mass exodus. Because you got certain Israelites that think that the Lord deliver us all, just like he did in Egypt. No, you a child of understanding. You don't understand about the elect, man.
Let's build a society in hell under these devils.
Yep.
That those things show that they lack understanding of the scriptures. They don't understand what the Lord is getting ready to do. You got it.
Alright, it says, I'm going to continue. It says, "Howbeit in malice be ye children."
In malice be ye children. I mean, what's malice? It's like evil working. So yeah, you should be children of that. Like you shouldn't be wise to do evil. You should be dumb when it comes to doing it. You should be innocent, basically. Alright? Go ahead.
"But in understanding be men."
In understanding be men. See? and that's why they, like me, myself, and the Akim can testify. We were men according to the flesh before this, but until the Lord brought us to this truth and he's given us the understanding, now that's when we truly became men. Like we're thinking, like we're putting on that mindset of our ancient forefathers, man. We're being conformed to the image of Yahweh Shah, which he's the ultimate man. See? So
True alpha male.
Yeah.
You got it.
Alright, you want more on it?
Yeah, I did.
Alright. This is Ephesians chapter 4. I'm starting at the top of 14. It says, "That we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro, and carried about with every wind of doctrine."
Yeah, as soon as a new doctrine come out, you're going to have somebody say, well Elder Alba Bivens, he wasn't Elijah. Or you're going to have some people going to cleave unto that man.
Or you might be considering.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe it isn't. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And if that demon do hop on you, you gotta rebuke it. Run to the scriptures. The scriptures say, "Hold fast to what thou hast learned." Right? What you have learned from the teachers, man. Don't neglect to go other ways. You gotta hold fast to what you have learned and continue it. You know what I'm saying? You can't be going all these other ways. You know what I'm saying? That'll bug you out. You got it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Whatever that was taught unto you, right? And then it's being diverted, or it's not or anything that varies from the doctrine that you were taught, right? If you're being pretty much swayed unto that opinion, you're a child of understanding. You don't have any roots. Your roots need to get deeper. Go ahead.
I'm gonna continue. It says, "By the sleight of man."
Start from the top, verse 14.
Alright, from the top it says, "That we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro, and carried about with every wind of doctrine, by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive."
Yeah, they lie and wait to deceive, meaning that they're just waiting for an opportunity to draw, to draw you astray. Which, hey, there's got to be some people that, hey, that's their lot. That's their measure that they got to fulfill. But you just want to, have these scriptures, playing through your mind. You being accustomed to this doctrine, you truly believe in this doctrine to where you won't be succumbed unto their sleight and cunning of craftiness, man.
And what happens is whenever you get built up enough, which we're trying to do, that's what the Lord wants the whole elect to be. When they hear something that's not right, it's not going to resonate with their spirit. They're like, something not right. You know what I'm saying? That's the being in tune with the spirit. And that's where the Lord wants his whole elect to be at. And at that point, the elect is sealed, man. They right. Yeah.
I got a quick precept.
Go ahead.
Not here. I want to say John 10. This is the book of John 10 and 5. This is what Yahweh said. I'm just going to get starting at verse 4. John 10 and 4. And when he put it forth his... Salakia. Got to charge up my phone. Alright, we're going to read that scripture again. It's John 10 and verse 4. And when he putteth forth his own sheep, he goeth before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice. And a stranger will they not follow.
Alright, that's not being tossed to and fro by everyone in doctrine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But will flee from him, for they know not the voice of strangers.
Any doctrine, any philosophy or doctrine that's not according to what they was taught, they're not gonna heed into it. Right? And that's where the Lord wants the whole body, his whole elect to be. You see what I'm saying? That's happening right now. And what's the elect is on that one faith, that one belief. And guess what? It's time to get out of here.
Yep.
Instruction. You got it.
Alright, this is Ephesians chapter 4. I'm at verse 15. It says, but speaking the truth in love may grow up into him.
Now speaking the truth in strife and envy, like Philippians the first chapter says, for you have some indeed that preach in Mashiach of strife and envy. But you're speaking the truth in love. Alright, go ahead.
May grow up into him in all things, which is the head, even Hamashiach.
Yeah, and like the Gabar had quoted earlier, wherever the head goes, the body follows. Go ahead.
Verse 16 says, from whom the whole body fitly joined together.
Grab Psalms 122. Yeah. Because, Paul is, this is really prophecy, man. Paul is quoting a lot from the book of Psalms, from David. From that elect. Because, the house of David is the elect. Psalms 122, and I want to say like verse 3. But read that again, Brother Gadal.
Alright, from the top of 16, it says, from whom the whole body fitly joined together.
Fitly joined together. Fitly means like you're compacted together. Go ahead.
And compacted by that which every joint supplieth.
Meaning that, because like when you look at like a brick or like center blocks like in a wall, right? They're all different blocks, but it makes up that one wall. But they're tight. They're tight together. Like can't nothing slip in there. See, but that's how the elect is. That's what is that? 1 Peter, the 2nd chapter. We're known as those lively stones, building up a spiritual house. So those lively stones are going to be compacted together, man. Closely unit in the unity of love. Got it.
God, this is Psalms 122, verse 3 and 4. It says,
as a matter of fact, start at verse 1.
Start verse 1. It reads, a song of the decrees of David. I was glad when they said unto me, let us go to the house of Yahweh.
And what's the house of the Most High, man? Well, this is ultimately the house, the Lord. Hey, grab Matthew 18 and 20, Baba Shah. Right? Just to, bring this point home.
Alright, this is Matthew chapter 18 and verse 20. It says, for where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them.
Yeah, coming out of Yahweh Shah's own mouth, man. Where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, the name of Yahweh Shah, right? There I am in the midst of them. Which that default makes it what? That's the house of the Lord. This is why when people come up to camp, they just speak a rash with their mouth. Get Ecclesiastes 5th chapter, Keep your feet when you come to the house of the Lord. Why? Because you got 2 or 3 more people that's gathered together in that name. So you got to come with a sense of reverency, man, and fear. Because Yahweh Shah is supping right there amongst us. We don't see him, but his spirit is there, and he got the angels there. All right, so you got to go out.
It says, our feet shall stand within thy gates, O Jerusalem.
Man.
Jerusalem is builded as a city that is compacted together.
Jerusalem is built as a city that is compact together, man. That's those 144,000, governors, rulers, starting with the chief cornerstone, Yahweh Shah. All right, Psalms 118 speaks about how he's that chief cornerstone, man. All right. So yeah, you got it. Back in Ephesians.
God. All right.
So the main point is that those stones, those bricks are going to be closely knitted together, man, through the unity. You got it.
All right. This is Ephesians chapter 4, and I'm at verse 16. It says, from whom the whole body fitly joined together and compacted by that which every joint supplieth, according to the effectual working in the measure of every part, maketh
In the measure of every part. See? Everybody's playing they're in their own measure. Alright? Go ahead.
maketh increase of the body unto the edifying of itself in love.
Yep.
This verse 17 it says.
That was it on that.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
Okay.
yeah, man. I mean, y'all got scripture. That was pretty much the point.
God, point been made, man.
Yeah, that's your niche.
Alright.
You know, find your niche and keep your niche. Your niche is your calling. When you get called into the truth, you're called into the office as well. Whether it be you're head of a camp, whether it be you're under somebody that's the head of a camp, whether it be whatever it is, an officer, whatever it is, literally whatever it is, man. You know, whatever your niche is, what you already do, you're naturally gonna do your niche. Remember that. Some people trying to find their niche. You're naturally already like your niche. You know, like certain people in the world, they're like, oh, I just love painting. Oh, I love cars. I just drive up. Now I started racing. You know, it's something natural. Oh, I'm a good teacher, so now I teach science. You know, oh, I weld. Oh, I'm good with my hands. I do shingles on roofs. You know, so whatever it is, man, you already naturally got it in you. Just let it flow. You know, you ain't gotta force it. When you force it, that means it's really not your niche. You know, but that's it.
Yeah, man. So, with that, we hope you was edified. Remember, this is all for the perfecting of the saints. So till next time, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Kakadash.
DTA Baba Ball, Kwame Sharella, Shalom.
Shalom.